Joe Lindsay in his 23rd NCAA tournament. He'll put it in the air. Randy Richardson. Amy Bonner, her second NCAA tournament. She officiated 2 Final Fours on the women's side. And away we go. 15-2 matchup is underway. Colgate, if there was ever going to be an upset team as a 15, it's the kind of team like Colgate who can light it up from 3-point range. And got a whistle inside, turn it over. First possession of the game, the big man Keegan Records, the 6'10 senior. And a turnover to start the game. You see Texas 37th NCAA tournament appearance. It's been their highest seed since 2008. They land the number 2 seed. They won the Big 12 tournament, beat Kansas, blew them out actually in Kansas City in their final game to win the tournament.
Yeah, and that 2018 went on to the Sweet 16. So good karma if you're a Texas alumni and fan in regards to the seeding.
Matt Lingle has guided this Colgate Raider team to 3 consecutive NCAA tournaments. Good ball movement. Ryan Moffitt, in and out it goes.
But I tell you what, defensive discipline for Texas is going to be at a hard-time premium because Colgate will spread you out. They will force you to have to guard the width and breadth of the real estate of the court. And of course, they can knock down threes at a high clip.
Timmy Allen with the ball in his hands, so excited to be back. The calf injury set him down. Hunter, little floater, no good. Into the hands of the freshman point guard, Braden Smith. Lynch Daniels, the sharpshooter. All these guys can light it up, and they've got a very talented young point guard coming from the Seattle area. Braden Smith was a star quarterback in high school, bringing some of those leadership qualities here as well. He's got the ball in his hands. Mitchell is on him. A little bit of a fake, got some free space, and the first points of the game comes from the freshman in his first NCAA tournament.
They had a former quarterback from Seattle getting his first taste of what it's like in the big-time basketball, not to be shaken because he's surrounded by a veteran group of men who've kind of been here, done that before. I think that'll help settle Braden Smith into his role.
Tyrese Hunter lost the handle. Turnover, Texas. That was Richardson who got a hand on it. Lynch Daniels finds Moffitt. Ball moves well with Colgate. They've been to the tournament for the last 5 years, and they have showed very well in each of those 4 NCAA tournaments, and that is their star, Tucker Richardson. Coming off that triple-double, that rare triple-double in the Patriot League final and the tournament final against Lafayette. This has been the class of the Patriot League for the last 5 years. Hunter to Allen. Down inside, looking for Dylan Dessou. Got Records on him. Dessou going to work. Rises up and knocks it down. The kid from Pflugerville, just outside Austin. Always dreamed of playing for the Longhorns and gets his chance here.
Excellent patience that time. Saw not quite a double team, but a dig down from Smith, but yet maintained his patience and was able to get up and over and score.
Records had the turnover, missed field goal attempt, his first try. Allen directing traffic. Texas very athletic. They've got experience too. They're not just a collection of great athletes. They've done well in the transfer portal. They've certainly weathered the storm of a season, losing their head coach, Chris Beard, as Dessou goes to the basket. Got to give these players, got to give Rodney Terry a lot of credit for keeping this ship going the right way. Richardson runs into a wall, and they'll reset it here with Smith at the controls. He's guarded by Hunter. Smith gets a step on Hunter. Oh, denied. Hunter recovers well, gets the block. 7 to shoot. Lynch Daniels, air ball.
And that last defensive play by Hunter, good play right there defensively by Records. As I say, Braden Smith in the Patriot League, he would have been at the basket.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, little different athleticism here with this Texas squad.
Carr finds Hunter. Those 2 guards, they recruited each other, and they play very well with one another. Tyrese Hunter knocks it down. It's a 7-0 Texas run after Colgate jumped out with a couple of buckets. Here's Richardson, the long three. That one's good. This guy's fearless. He is a stat-stuffing machine, Jimmy Jackson.
Listen, man, shot 32% from behind the arc. But listen, this team shoots 40%. They led the nation in three-point shooting. It's how they get their shots what makes them so tough to defend.
Dessou will take it himself, going down on the block. Gives it up. Hunter, same spot. Three-pointer flies. No good. And Records fighting for it. Dessou and Records on the floor, and that'll be a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Texas. Our first media timeout. We're all tied at 7. A 15-2 matchup in Des Moines.
When Chris Beard was suspended without pay following his arrest on a charge of felony domestic violence against his fiancée. Now that charge was dropped in February after the alleged victim recanted and said that she did not want to pursue charges. Then on Monday, Beard was hired as the head coach at Ole Miss. Rodney Terry told me yesterday, it only took about 24 hours before this team was able to move on completely, mentally, physically, all of it. He said, quote, what gets lost in this is my 11th year at Texas, 10 years as an assistant. I have always been in front of this group, coaching them. Now I just have to coach the offense and the defense. He called it an incredible ride, though, guys.
It really is, and the players deserve a lot of credit. Rodney Terry gives the players a lot of credit. This is an experienced group, Jimmy, that they know why they're here, so the operation just kept rolling. In those 24 hours he mentioned, a little bit of a shock to the system to lose your head coach, but they have really played well and moved on from that, and they've ended up as a 2 seed and a Big 12 tournament title. Rodney Terry, all those years as an assistant under Rick Barnes, he's got that product knowledge in Austin. Smith playing a 2-man game with Woodward coming off the bench. Lynch Daniels, Colgate trying to get him loose quickly. That stroke is as pure as it gets. It's an air ball on the first one. The second one hits nothing but net.
What you saw that Woodward had a little jump hook in the lane, but he chose to kick it out to Lynch Daniels, who was able to spray that 3 in the corner.
Sir Jabari Rice on the floor for the first time. Kicks it down, Christian Bishop, and that one no good. These first minutes for Cunningham and Bishop and Rice, and a foul on Colgate under the basket. One of the great coaches in the country. He's in the Patriot League. Matt Langle, Coach of the Year in the Patriot League. The 4th time he has won that award. That is a Patriot League record. And Matt Langle has his Raiders in this NCAA tournament for a 3rd consecutive year, 4 in the last 5. And Jimmy, they have played their competition very well in the tournament. That includes Arkansas and Wisconsin a year ago. They've been in all these games the last 3 trips.
Well, the 4-time Coach of the Year understands that this situation is not too big for them, because they've been in, like you just talked about, and not only been in the tournament, but played some very close games, which gives you confidence that if you do the little things, especially early in the game, that you can come away with your first W in NCAA tournament.
On the floor, he's fouled, and count the basket. So Marcus Carr in transition gets the and one opportunity.
Well, the quick turnover for this Texas team. The ability to get out and run in transition. If you don't pick up the ball early with Marcus Carr, he's savvy enough to maintain his dribble and continue to seek a way to get to the basket. You know, a couple of things that Coach Langle talked about was shortening the passing lanes because of the athleticism of Texas, being strong with the basketball, and being able to compete on the glass.
Chandler Baker on the floor for the first time. Marcus Carr, 2,200-point score, 700 assists, 500 rebounds. He's the only active player to stack those numbers. And right away, just on the floor, he knocks down the jumper. Chandler Baker, who's an excellent 3-point shooter, like the rest of these Raiders. Division II transfer out of Belmont Abbey. Marcus Carr for 3. That's a 3-ball that's true, and Marcus Carr off to a terrific start for the Longhorns.
I'm so happy for this young man. I had the pleasure of covering Marcus early in his career at Minnesota, and all the potential, all the talent left, found a home here. has a chance to compete for something very special with this outstanding Texas team this year.
Carr went to Pitt, went to Minnesota. Texas is his third stop. Richardson into the corner. Three-pointer on its way. No good, Baker. And there's Cunningham with the rebound. Bob Cunningham gives him great energy off the bench. Rodney Terry going with this wave of substitutions early. Carr got 6 early points here. Working with Bishop in the two-man game. Roll to the rim. Bishop is fouled. Lynch Daniels from behind. And a timeout on the floor as we go under 12 here. Marcus Carr cooking early here. Marcus Carr with 6 points. Knocks down a 3. Longhorns by 3.
Coach, how can your defense force Colgate into shots that are a little more uncomfortable for them?
We got to do a better job of guarding the ball. We don't really want to play in rotations. These guys can really shoot the basketball, so it's really a premium of staying in front of the ball.
Anything else bother you about that first start?
No, not really. We still want to play with a little bit more pace on offense.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Rodney Terry had stops at Fresno State. UTEP as a head coach. Came back with Chris Beard as an assistant at Texas, and now as the interim head coach. He was the active head coach, and then the interim. There'll be a decision after the season. Inside, Jeff Woodward, the 6'11" junior out of Pennsylvania. Got his name in the book.
Nice move. You know what I said? I saw Rodney Terry yesterday before practice. And as soon as he said something, I said, I see you got that coach voice.
Yeah, he's already got that raspy coaching voice. Jabari Rice drills a three-pointer. His mom named him Sir Jabari Rice. And when you're knocking down threes like that, you call him Sir. That's his second made 3. Texas 4 for 6 right now. Baker strong take, and it rolls in. Boy, what a finish by Chandler Baker. Coming off the bench for the Raiders. He's got a chance at a 3-point play.
But Chandler Baker gives you a little something different. A guy that can really attack off the dribble, athletic. Not just married to standing behind the 3-point line, even though he shoots it at 43%, 80% free throw shooter. But he gives you a different twist to your offensive attack. A guy who can guard multiple positions on both ends of the court as well.
Did you see what he did when he hit the ground? What did he do? He knew exactly where the camera was, and he winked at the camera. I love it.
It's called doing your reconnaissance early.
You got to know where they are.
Yeah, that's right.
That's Garza down there on that handheld. He knows who to look for. That's beautiful. 21-17. The Longhorns trying to avoid the upset. Here's Rice again. Oh, he's cooking. Jabari Rice, his third made 3. He's got a quick 9.
And Chandler Baker, you got to stay to your rules. You're going to get under that string. You got to get back quick. If not, if you're going over the top, you got to fight your way.
Well, Baker not afraid. Misses the mid-range jumper. Rice pulling down the rebound. He's got the different colored shoes rocking. Dessou.
Oh, yeah, Carr in the corner early on.
Dessou denied by Woodward, and Cunningham is hurt. Down on the other end of the floor. 5-on-4 here for Colgate. Cunningham just getting back into play, and he's grabbing at his hip. Jabari Rice, call him Sir, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm calling him Sir 3-pointer. Right now, this one you go under, Braden Smith. Notice this. A lot of times they're going underneath the pick. Chandler Baker right there. So last 9 points and those threes. Now you got to make that defensive adjustment, not allowing Rice to be able to get that space. And beautiful move.
Dylan Dessou takes it all the way to the basket.
And that's the challenge, to be able to guard this tough, long, athletic Texas team for Colgate off the dribble.
Keep an eye on Brock Cunningham. Taken out on the bench currently. And that's going to be a foul on Texas. Boy, I tell you, Keegan Records aggressive underneath. Fortunate not to have one pinned on him right there.
Yeah, I wonder, was that on Dessou a backup? It backed into Records, and that's why the foul wasn't called over the back.
Colgate 26 wins this year. They broke their program record out point blank. Tucker Richardson misses it. Dangerous 15 seed. Jimmy mentioned they led the nation in 3-point percentage this year as a team. Colgate 41%. They beat Syracuse earlier this year. Beat them in back-to-back seasons, as a matter of fact. And Rice, oh my goodness, Jabari Rice, his 4th 3. Yeah, cool it off, Jabari.
Somebody was ready to play right out the back right now.
Jabari Rice, transfer from New Mexico State, 5 years there. This is his 6th year of college basketball. Smith, two-man game with his big man records, dropping bodies inside, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Oh, Jabari Rice, man, what a start. Kind you dream of.
Yeah, but the miscommunication. I think Tucker Richardson right there didn't know whether he was going down in the paint, and
oh, it's hot.
You don't want to cool it off. Let that thing keep going if you want to stay hot.
Fire emojis everywhere. I can already see the meme.
That's right.
6th man of the year in the Big 12 this year. He had been starting with Timmy Allen out with injury. Back in his familiar bench role here today as records misses the front end. Best Coke ever? Take a taste and see for yourself. Keegan Records, a 6'10 senior. He's out of Rhode Island. 21-point game against Lafayette in that Patriot League tournament title game. He also had a season-high 5 blocks. He's a big body. He and Woodward on the floor together. They're 2 bigs. Not something that Matt Langle needed very often in the Patriot League.
Yeah, Richardson and Records, they work so well together. A lot of 2-man work. So let's keep our eye offensively on those 2.
Christian Bishop, a couple of spins, no. Allen fighting for the rebound, and it's Woodward who comes away with it. Smith wants to push it. Colgate, they want to get in transition as much as they can to get some easy ones, but Texas gets back well. Allen finding Carr from the wing. Carr cashes one in, and Texas is raining down 3s, beating Colgate at their own game right now. The Longhorns, the number 2 seed, 7 of 9 from 3-point range. We've already seen a 15 seed take down a 2. Princeton earlier today, taking down Arizona. 15 beating a 2 twice in the same tournament. It's happened 1 time. It was 11 years ago today, as Colgate is going to turn it over.
The strategy was to force Texas to be a 3-point shooting team, not allowing them to get to the basket. But like I said, we wanted to go under. They made shots, which are 7 3-pointers. This is a 34% 3-point shooting team. They average 7 makes a game. They already got 7 right now from the 3-point line. So the adjustment will have to be made by Colgate.
You're counting on the Longhorns to cool off from 3-point range. It looks like Texas has made 8 of their last 10 shots. Shooting lights out right now. 60% from the field. Longhorns. Is Carr. Little hesitation. Cunningham. Good to see him back on the floor. And Rice. Oh my goodness. This is going to keep going on and on. Jabari Rice. 5 consecutive made 3-pointers. A 14-1 run, Jimmy.
And why I love that shot is because it came within the structure of the offense. It's not because this Texas team is hunting 3-point shots. It was off a drive and a kick. Marcus Carr got it. Cunningham over. Boom. Jabari Rice was able to knock that in. That's within the structure of the offense, and that's why it's been working for them instead of Texas hunting 3-point shots.
How good is he right now? He's already tied his career high in 3-point field goals made. Now in his 6th year of college basketball. 5 made 3s. Inside goes Hunter. Wow, he's got some bounce. And that is Records, who pulls down the board. He is fouled. Colgate thought one went against him on the other end. Official Joe Lindsay saying it went off the leg of a Colgate player. That is the reason the Horns had the ball back, but they were able to secure the rebound, get the foul. Woodward will sit. And Matt Langle's got his starting 5 back on the floor. Cunningham back to the bench for Texas as Timmy Allen returns. Still watching Allen's minutes. That lower leg injury, and it wasn't ever thought to be serious, but they wanted to make sure he was fully ready for the NCAA tournament. And despite Allen not playing in the Big 12 tournament, Texas still won the Big 12 tournament. Here goes Moffitt. No. Smith. No. Records, his 2nd offensive rebound, and now he's fouled. Records is a handful down there.
Yes, but you're dealing with length. And right now, Colgate the players have to adjust shots that they normally could just lay in. Records did it, then Braden Smith did the same thing because of the length and athleticism of Texas.
Colgate, more offensive rebounds than the Longhorns. Hard to get offensive boards when you're not missing, though. On the floor, Allen gets to the deck, and that is going to be a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Colgate. Well, Colgate from the village of Hamilton, New York. It's over 1,100 miles from Des Moines. It's one of the most rigorous academic institutions in the country. And an amazing story. A tiny little town. And they have been NCAA tournament regulars.
Yes.
Three-pointer, in and out. Tucker Richardson comes up empty. Carr pulls it back. And now Jabari Rice at the top. Texas run right now is at 14-1. That covers the last 5 minutes. And Rice has been a big part of it. Carr passed it up. 5 to shoot. Marcus Carr. Couple of hezzies, and Rice is fouled. Oh, he stepped on the baseline. Out of bounds. Amy Bonner right there on the spot. Colgate ball.
Well, let's take right. Let's see if it's his right foot. No.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. The heel
there
does.
You go.
The heel touch.
Let the video roll, Jim.
You said, oh, that's what you did.
That's what I did.
You did.
That's what I did.
But you know what Texas is doing? They're doing an excellent job of disrupting the timing of the Colgate offense. And why that's important with the read and react, you really react off what the defense is doing. If the backdoor cut is there, you take it. If not, if it's a dribble handoff, if it's a weave up top, if it's a flash. But Texas is doing a good job of forcing Colgate out a little bit further of where they want to operate, hence taking the timing away of what they do best.
That's one of their strengths. There's a timing play. Good pass, good finish by Moffitt. So on the side out of bounds, Colgate finally gets one on the board. Been a long drought for a field goal for the Raiders. Arterio Morris, his first minutes on the floor, got the ball in his hands. Colgate with their first field goal in 5 minutes.
The zone defense right here. Coach Nagel switched up.
Deflection. Richardson into the hands of Moffitt. The zone produces a turnover. See if Colgate can cash in. Down 15. 4:45 remaining in this first half. Oliver Lynch-Daniels, he is fouled. So Marcus Carr hit for the foul.
Well, we're going back. Marcus Carr did a no-no. He jumped to the outside of the ball, which is towards half court, instead of taking away the pass going towards the baseline. That opened up the backdoor cut for Moffitt. You want the ball to go back towards half court, so don't jump out there. Force it to go that way, but you don't want to give up those easy passes, especially to a Colgate team that was struggling to find its offensive rhythm.
Well, that is the counter to overplaying those passing lanes, and let's see if Colgate has found something here. Inside, Records going strong, scores over Cunningham. Got the mismatch inside.
And guess where the pass came from? Tucker Richardson. To his partner in crime. Believe that was over the top to Records inside, and he was patient, but he was strong with the ball, took it up through contact and finished.
Colgate almost got a turnover right there. Look at that wound opening up on the neck of Keegan Records.
Who said this game is not physical?
Somebody's got some skin under that fingernail right now.
Yeah. DNA, we're going to figure out who did it at halftime.
Are we at that advanced yet? We might be getting there. Approaching a 4-minute mark. Texas with the basketball. Rice has had the hot hand. Cunningham gives it right back to him. Looking inside. Bishop turns it over. Lynch-Daniels, and that's going to be another held ball. This one will belong to Texas here on the possession arrow. Whole different level of athleticism that Matt Lango's team is dealing with right now.
Yeah, well, Morris that time first on the floor, so he was able to at least secure the jump ball. You see the numbers right here. Points allowed, 3-point. The last 3 games, 26% from the 3-point line.
They force turnovers at a very high clip. They protect the ball a little bit better as the season is going on. 8 to shoot. Down inside, Christian Bishop working on record. And that one goes. Got the friendly bounce, and the jump hook is good for Christian Bishop, his first field goal of the game.
Actually, it's good defense by Records, but Bishop able to hit the back of the iron. And soft touch for it to fall in.
Fouls on Rice. Timeout on the floor.
Get that little soft jump hook right off the backside to extend this lead by 15. Not unlucky with it. It's what you believe, my man.
Oliver Lynch-Daniels at the free throw line. Knocks down the first.
Well, Colgate here got an opportunity. Knock in the second free throw. Important wide. It allows you to set your defense. The zone has paid some dividends for Colgate, but it looks like they're going back to a man-to-man. This defensive possession.
Longhorns lead by 13. Number 2 seed. This is the Midwest region. Houston got the top seed in the Midwest. It was a little bit of a surprise that Kansas wasn't the top seed in the Midwest. Instead, they are the top seed in the West. Cunningham misses. Offensive board. Bishop. Rice. Extra pass. And now the three-pointer no good from Hunter. Here comes Colgate. Their playmaker Richardson to the point guard. Braden Smith had the first basket for Colgate. Smith just that one made field goal. Jeff Woodward backing down Cunningham. That's a matchup Colgate likes. That's just a big body bullying his way in. No match.
Yeah, but you know what I like about that move? You usually tell a big man don't shrink, but he had to get lower in order to maintain and protect his dribble. And once he did that against Cunningham, he was able now to go in his move a lot quicker. And then once he got up in the air, used that size to his advantage.
Colgate much more aggressive guarding the three-point line. Cunningham steps in, can't hit the mid-range jumper. One and done for Texas. Colgate on the push now, down 11. Here goes Moffitt. Shot fake, and he's got the layup. And Rodney Terry wants to talk it over. Colgate on a 10-2 run.
Colgate finding the rhythm offensively.
A nice little run here for the Raiders. Colgate on a 10-2 run here over the last 5 minutes. +4 in the paint is Colgate. And you can see how aggressive they are. But now Rice wide open. And his first miss in a while. He made 5 in a row. His first miss. It's one and done for Texas again. And Colgate can fight their way a little bit closer. Minute 43 remaining in this first half. Another mismatch. Woodward is going to work inside. Texas getting cross-matched in there.
Well, part of the challenge, too, if Woodward gets it, here's your dilemma. Do I double and open up the three-point line? Okay? And obviously not, because you're staying at home and forcing Woodward to be a scorer, and hence he's making you pay.
Good call, Jim. Allen kicks it. Three-pointer flies from Hunter. No good. Fight for the rebound. Offensive board for Texas. Ends up in the hands of Rice. Bishop. He wanted it. Bishop. And a foul. And Bishop will shoot a pair.
Excellent job of Colgate of finding and searching out the mismatch, and then Woodward surveying the real estate to see where the help would come from if it came, and when it didn't, utilize the baseline to get that. I was going to say this earlier about Texas. See the Colgate offense right now in all the rankings in which they have just, dominated the Patriot League. Don't fall in love with the three ball if you're Texas. Yes, you had early success, but your game is being able to penetrate, drive, get out in transition, get the tough buckets inside, utilize the three-point line as an option. The zone for Colgate has forced Texas to be more perimeter oriented. They can't get the dribble drive. So now, don't be impatient. Figure out ways to kind of get into the gaps of the zone, utilize your height. If you have a three-point shot, take it. If not, get the ball inside.
Colgate's a great example of a very smart head coach and very smart players that are making in-game adjustments quickly. Texas by 9. Free throws from Bishop. Bishop extends that lead. Here's Smith, under a minute to go. Woodward, excellent passing big man. He's looking for his shooters. Lynch-Daniels turns the corner, denied. Bishop with a block. Here come the Longhorns. Allen trailing, gives it right back. Marcus Carr, no good. Oh. Moffitt had it, lost it, gives Texas another chance. Dump it inside. Bishop, he's not moving Woodward. Allen, nice cut, and Allen finishes.
You called it, Brian. He's not going to back Woodward down because Woodward's going to get a little bit lower, use that body strength. But excellent cut by Allen, and then Bishop on the find. Again, 2 feet in the paint, you're able to score.
Shot clock is off. Colgate can get the last shot, can get it within single digits here. And Moffitt, he is fouled. Texas, with their 8th foul, is going to send Colgate to the line for a 1-and-1. Good action down in the paint. Big man passing. Yeah, he found it.
Well, he said, listen, I know Colgate, you run the read and react offense. I just gave you a little taste of your own medicine in the backdoor cut.
Bishop coming from Creighton. One of those transfers that decided to stay. Ryan Moffitt, one of the great three-point shooters in the Patriot League as well. Moffitt, a 44% career three-point shooter. All time, he's 4th in the Patriot League as he knocks down the first free throw. 10-point game. Don't forget, coming up, AT&T at the half. Scores and highlights and the latest NCAA tournament news. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Two for two for Moffitt. 9-point Texas lead. Got a chance at the last shot. Carr pushing it, and Smith fouls him. It's only the 5th team foul for Colgate. So 1.2 seconds remain. They had a few to give here, and it'll be side out Texas.
And you want the ball for Texas to kind of go back towards half court or go towards the other sideline. Not anything, a wheel route going towards the rim, because you can get a good look if you're Texas.
1.2 left, a catch, a shoot, and no good. That would have counted. His feet were in bounds. And that'll take us to the half. Texas by 9. Colgate with a little bit of a surge to finish up that first half. Went on a 14-6 run. As you take a look at the numbers from half number 1, this 15-2 matchup, Colgate and Texas. Brian Anderson with Jim Jackson. And Jimmy, second half adjustments. What are you looking for each?
For Texas, don't fall in love with the 3-ball. You know, just continue to press the situation on what they may do. But what they may do also, too, is on the deep post position, send somebody down either on Record or Woodward to see what happens on the first opportunity out of that pass out of the double team. And now for Colgate, excellent job, I thought, with that 2-3 zone of slowing down the offense of Texas. Try to find some continuity in their offense to get some open shots.
Allie LaForce had a chance to visit with Matt Langel. What'd you learn, Allie?
Well, they're only going to tweak a couple of things. He told me number 1 was defensive tweaks on guarding the ball screen. He said we cannot go under the screen against Texas. They have those 8 made threes. A lot of those came when they went under the screen. He also said offensively they got to get back to playing inside-out basketball. Just
what you said, Jimmy. Thank you, Allie. First possession belongs to Colgate. Trying to get Tucker Richardson going here. He's been a focus for sure defensively for Texas. Records pounds his way inside. There is plenty of room inside for Colgate with which to work, and they are taking advantage of it right now.
And that one, Texas won't send a double team to try to see if that can disrupt the mismatch. Is when Colgate has the advantage big on small that double may come.
Dylan Dessou with the answer. First basket of the second half for Texas. Dessou with 8 points, had a great start to this game. Colgate out of the Patriot League. I don't know if he's looking for a lob or not, but the floater, he gets his offensive rebound and puts it back. So Tucker Richardson, one of the great players in Patriot League history, was the player of the year in the league. Also the defensive player of the year, was the tournament MVP, scholar athlete of the year. This guy did it all for Colgate this season and throughout his career. That's Carr for 3, and the Longhorns keep it rolling. They had missed 5 in a row, Jimmy. They hit on their first one.
But even against the zone, that skip pass can't be allowed to be there, because then the rotation is a little bit slow, as you just saw. And Marcus Carr was just like he was at shooting practice. able to square up and knock it in.
Ryan Moffitt, he can't get loose for three. Here's Lynch Daniels, he feeds it inside. Record stuck and denied. A block by Dylan Dessous. Surrounded by Longhorns. 10-point lead for Texas. Marcus Carr guarded by Moffitt. Looking inside. Allen is bumped. And he's got a pair of free throws coming. Excellent defense by the Longhorns.
Well, you see the ball going to the post here. Now, even though that's a big on big, Marcus Carr chose to follow with the basketball, create a double team scenario, then over the top, Mitchell was able to get the block.
Timmy Allen at the line. Missed 3 consecutive games. See that wrap he's wearing on his right calf. Back and healthy and back in the NCAA tournament. Say you can watch live men's games on your computer, your phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code right now to download.
You know, bringing Timmy Allen back in the lineup not only brings the 10 points and 5 rebounds, but it adds depth to your rotation. So when you lose a player like that, now some guys are in different rotational positions than they normally are. Now they're back to normal with him back in the rotation.
Oh, behind the back. Records couldn't handle the pass. Resets it. Records inside, trying to keep it alive. Comes free, and with the reverse, put the clamps down on the orange.
You see the footwork on the baseline to not just score the ball, but maintain his awareness not to step on the baseline.
Bro, those are size 19s, too. That's, right? That's feet work.
He was on his feet work for real. He was on his tippy toes.
Dessous springs free inside. A two-handed jam for Dylan Dessous.
Texas figuring out little nuances about how to attack the Colgate zone a little bit better than they did in the first half. I love this.
Records go strong on a rim run. Might have got away with an offensive foul on the screen. Certainly Allen upset that wasn't called. Carr, first team all Big 12 performer this year. Got stuck in the air. He finds his buddy in the backcourt mate. Hunter cans a three.
When you collapse the defense against the zone, if you can get dribble penetration or a deep pass penetration, it sucks down the zone, and that opened it up for Hunter. Smart play to get right into the passing lines of Marcus Carr.
Here's the guy they want. Lynch Daniels open, in and out it goes. Offensive board. Moffitt slapped down by Timmy Allen. He gets the block. Texas gives it right back. Richardson, he'll fire a three. No good. Moffitt trying to keep it alive, does. Offensive rebound. Moffitt stuck in a double team, and a foul. And let's see who Amy Bonner pins that one on.
Well, let's go back to attacking the zone. Ball in the middle. You bring Rector off the baseline, able to get an easy dunk inside, but Dessous then the dribble penetration once again outside to Hunter. You can't just spread it around the outside of the zone. You have to figure out ways to get into the interior gaps to now shrink it, and that's when either you have the shot or you have a spray out for an open three.
Timmy Allen to the bench. They're still watching his minutes after he missed 3 games. Records can't get the bounce. Dessous rips down the rebound. Records going after Dylan Mitchell that time. Records with 9 points, 6 this half. Carr backing down Lynch Daniels. Here's Rice just into the game. Rice gets his own. Jabari Rice comes out of the pack. Reset it. Leaves it, and that's going to be a foul as Records swipes down on Dylan Mitchell. And that'll take us under 16. Timeout on the floor. Texas with the ball. They're up 13 over Colgate.
Homework assignments. They had to figure out what to do and bring it to the. Come on, man.
How do we insult the Longhorns with a hand gesture, but not that one?
They had
another one.
No, they had a session going on, and they had a roundtable discussion about how they wanted to get it done, and they came to a consensus. This is what we're going to do.
Seminar.
Yeah, there you go.
Dylan Mitchell, freshman, out of Tampa, Florida, the Montverde Academy, national champion as a high schooler at Montverde in Florida, that great program there. Freshman point guard Braden Smith. Here goes Richardson. Rice is on him, just patient. Richardson throwing it down into second gear. Patient with it, able to lay it in with the left hand.
Yeah, nice little brush screen to get Richardson going to his left. And because you're not going to help in off the shooter on that opposite wing, that gives him a driving lane. Eventually got himself down 2 feet in the paint.
Texas led the Big 12 in scoring this year, nearly 78 points per game. They had 53 on the board and an 11-point lead. Late clock, 5 to shoot, and who else? Jabari Rice having a game here in the opener, and his dad is loving it. His dad, Jeremiah. Smith shut off. Lynch Daniels can't get free for a 3-ball. Right now, Colgate, best 3-point shooting team in the country, just 2 for 9. Cross court, dangerous pass by Smith. 7 to shoot. It'll be Colgate ball.
What the difference is, look at Texas, and even against the zone, wide open shot. Okay, because now when you move it quick against the zone, you can get it. Texas, their whole goal, keep Colgate under 6 makes from the 3-point line. You said they're at 2.
2 for 9.
Yep.
Turnover into the hands of Cunningham. Texas with a takeaway. Up 14, looking for more. No, Texas gives it right back. Lynch Daniels will run the break. Texas gets back well. Moffitt on the drive. Moffitt lays it in, and credit records there for clearing some space for him. Rodney Terry, interim head coach. Texas a 2 seed, best seed they've had since the 2008 season.
How about this, Coach Matt? Back to the zone.
Rice, that's a block by Records. He got a hand on that shot. Richardson gives it up. Lynch Daniels. Ooh, almost traveled with it. Now Smith will set it up. All these actions, Colgate usually gets an early score. Not there. Moffitt, he can fire away. Moffitt, one of the great 3-point shooters in the Patriot League. Rains one in.
That's the excellent movement by Colgate, which can confuse a defense if you don't talk early and often. Again, just hanging around is Colgate, not allowing Texas to kind of stretch this lead out where they can't get back into it.
Lynch Daniels with the foul. Close to a turnover.
Well, the movement, little high pick and roll, the help. That time, I don't know what Brock Cunningham was thinking about by being on the baseline. That's their first 3-pointer in 20 minutes. But you got to know where your shooters are at. And that time, Cunningham, for some reason, was buried on the baseline. That opened up an easy pass from Smith to Moffitt.
Chandler Baker back on the floor, the junior. And Lynch Daniels will sit. Baker had a nice little run in the first half. He was certainly aggressive. Immediately jumping into this game. Had 5 points in the first half, 2 of 4 shooting. Marcus Carr, guarded by Smith. Now they get the switch. Carr's going to fire a 3, and he'll hit a 3. Marcus Carr, 17 points in the Big 12 tournament championship game against Kansas. Made just 1 3 in that game. Carr's hit 4 threes here tonight. There's a steal by Hunter. Hunter wants to push it. Here's Rice for 3. Texas raining him down. Another 3-ball is true. Timeout on the floor. Jabari Rice with 21, 7 made threes. Yeah, you're right about that, Adam. This has been some kind of good. You see that West bracket, Northwestern and Boise State, and then the 2-seed UCLA in action a little bit later. Texas has already tied their NCAA tournament record for most threes in a game. They've got 13. Jabari Rice with 7 of those 3-pointers. Inside, point blank miss by Richardson. Here come the Longhorns. Rice, the ball in his hands. And Rice leaves it on top. Bishop with the catch, but he's deep. Oh, Bishop finding some space. Scores on Jeff Woodward.
Patience that time by Christian Bishop inside.
8-0 Texas run. Smith guarded by Hunter. And Smith will pull up and he'll knock it down. Shooter's bounce for the freshman. Second made basket for Braden Smith. Made the first basket of the game for Colgate. That's his first since. Jabari Rice just one three-pointer away from matching the all-time Texas individual record for threes in a tournament game. Cunningham runs down the offensive rebound. 5 to shoot. Bishop, no. And Woodward secures.
Yeah, good box out by Moffitt right there. Moffitt able to keep. I think it was Cunningham that was going after the offensive rebound.
See if Colgate has an answer. Game's starting to slip away from them a little bit. Texas done a great job protecting that three-point line. Chandler Baker can't hit. Woodward fighting for it. Ends up in the hands of Hunter. Hunter, the transfer from Iowa State, is a terrific player there. Newcomer of the year in the Big 12 at Iowa State. Here's Bishop, lost the handle. Coming out of the pack, Moffitt. Moffitt up ahead. Baker, short.
That would have been an example right there with the advantage. I know you want the three, but you want to get something positive. Maybe go for a layup just to feel good about the ball going through the net.
3 for 11 now, Jimmy Colgate. Rarely do you see the struggles from beyond the arc from this team.
Yeah, but rarely are you going to see a team with this length playing against them.
Carr just lost the dribble. Braden Smith lays it in, so Colgate gets an easy one there. Unforced error by Marcus Carr. Colgate with their first points in transition. Up top, again, the lob set up beautifully. Christian Bishop from Tyrese Hunter. Richardson lost the handle. Rice rips it away from him. Woodward. Woodward just wipes out Carr. Moffitt kicks it. Again, setting up the freshman. No good. Woodward there. Oh, and he is fouled hard. Got to check that floor after a fall like that from the big man, Jeff Woodward.
Well, you don't want to check his hip. You want to see if he's. You're worried about the floor right here on
peril.
Right.
He's just fine, Jim. Somebody check the floor. Check our game summary here as Texas leads it by 15. 9:09 remaining. The three-point shooting is a big story, big discrepancy. The Longhorns have hit on 13 threes, 7 of those from Jabari Rice. And the best three-point shooting team in the country, Colgate, just 3 for 12. Jeff Woodward at the line. Let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Brian and Jim, you know this time of year, all superstition applies. Hence, Jeff Woodward and his beard. It all started his sophomore year in high school. He grew it out for the conference championship. They won it. So they said, all right, you got to bring it back the next year. They won the conference championship again the next year. He's done it ever since. So he starts growing it out in November. He doesn't have it all year, all the way through the end of the basketball season. His mom isn't so proud of it, but she understands the importance of winning. And so she's willing to suffer for a few months of watching.
There's the family of Jeff Woodward. He's a big man with a soft heart. He's a psychology major. Jeff Woodward, he spends his summers at a summer camp as a camp counselor for special needs students, and one of the student favorites at summer camp, and he is going to have a story to tell. That's a Longhorn turnover. Colgate down 13. They're trying to find a run in here with 8:50 remaining in regulation. Cunningham guarding Smith, who gets to the line. Cunningham on the block. What a nice recovery by Brock Cunningham. Carr fly into the basket. Carr comes up short. Colgate able to secure it. Moffitt with the rebound.
I was surprised Carr just didn't lay it up with his left hand. Beautiful pass inside by Richardson. He looked off the defense, knowing where Records was at, and dropped it right to him softly in his lead hand where Richards was asking for the ball. Not the turnover.
Richardson with the steal. Just picked up his second assist. Triple-double in the Patriot League tournament title game. That's a guy, Colgate. If they're going to mount a comeback, Richardson's got to get going. Texas making it hard on him. Lynch Daniels gets free out the window. Nice move. He planted Brock Cunningham. And now Rodney Terry wants to talk it over as Colgate is on a 10-2 run.
Now Richardson to his favorite partner in crime, Luke Records. Gold plaque for that one right there.
This is turning it over a little bit. They had a 17-point lead just 4 minutes ago, but Colgate on a 10-2 run.
Well, it's the 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. Empty possessions that allows a veteran Colgate team to figure out ways to score outside of, their half-court offense. An excellent job of just staying with it, being active defensively.
Rodney Terry's been patient with the minutes for Timmy Allen. Now he can let it ride as Hunter misses a 3. Lynch Daniels lets it go out of bounds. Colgate with the ball, and they're feeling a little momentum here. Down 17, now down just 9. 7.5 to go in regulation. Richardson can't shake Rice. Smith. Tyrese Hunter picks him up. 8 to shoot now. Braden Smith, long 3 on its way. That hits the backboard. That's a wild shot.
Yeah, you didn't need that one. Not in that situation where the offense has been really good when you got into some quick action. But that's a freshman trying to make a big-time play now. Dessou makes you pay for taking that ill-advised shot.
Down in the corner, Richardson gets stuck, looking for help. Oliver Lynch Daniels, OLD, working a 2-man game. He'll take it himself, no good. Rice with the rebound. Timmy Allen, got the controls here, gives it to Hunter. Allen. And now inside, no good. Hunter tried to post up the Colgate point guard, but Records was there looming.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of traffic, too. He only had to shoot over Braden Smith, but Keegan Records was there as well.
Moffitt on the drive, little sidestep. Moffitt around and down it goes. And the Raiders of Colgate back within 9. Moffitt's got 13. Texas shooting 52% for the game, 59% from 3-point range. Dessou passes it up. Dessou inside, no. Gets his own, and a foul. Records had a good defensive stand, but Dessou, give him credit, he stuck with it. He was one of the great rebounders in the SEC with Vanderbilt.
How about Ryan Moffitt right here, up underneath, expecting the rotation, was able to sidestep Dessou right there, get a tough basket, what you call a tough 2 inside.
Keegan Records will sit. Jeff Woodward back on the floor for Colgate. Here's Carr. He's drawing a lot of attention. He'll take the step back jumper. It's good. Marcus Carr, nice stroke. He's got 17 on 6 of 10 shooting.
But that extra dribble, Brian, got him so that step back wasn't a far step back.
Woodward will hot potato on the pass. He couldn't finish it. Texas by 11. Approach the 5-minute mark. Winner advancing. They'll take on the winner of Penn State and Texas A&M coming up next. Lynch Daniels gets a steal. Allen got stuck in the air.
Got a little deflection that time as Allen got in the air, causing that turnover.
Lynch Daniels, no good. Offensive board, Moffitt. Moffitt, a flurry of moves. Here's Woodward moving bodies. Dessou, falling out of bounds, finds a teammate.
The problem with that Woodward shot, he wanted to create contact, which he did, but then he couldn't elevate. So the shot was really short from that perspective.
I think he was hoping for a whistle, huh?
Yeah.
Carr gets by Smith. Dessou, reverse, no. Off offensive board. Another one, Allen this time, and he finds a shooter. Tyrese Hunter. Oh, that's a wedgie. And if you've been with us all day, that's number three today in Des Moines.
I'm going to tell you what, it takes a lot of skill to do that, because that's hard to do that.
I've never seen 3 in one day.
Me neither. And we saw 2 in the game.
In like 4 minutes.
That's right.
Arkansas, Illinois.
Yeah, well, it was some bricks going up in that game.
Forgive us for being a little overly excited on the wedgie.
Yeah.
The rare wedges. Here's Dessou on the table. Oh! Gets it in somehow. Dylan Dessou went with the finger roll. And one opportunity. Well, what a move here by Dylan Dessou.
Well, he made a decision. You know that Woodward is playing off of. So if he's going to play that far back in the paint, drive it right at him. Force him to have to shuffle his feet to get to you to be able to stop you. And that's why I said you don't want to sway away from what you do well, Texas, even though you made the threes early. The strength of what you can do is the combination of shooting the 3, but utilizing your size and athleticism inside the paint.
Dessou led the SEC in rebounds 2 years ago, had an ACL injury, came back last December, first full healthy season as a member of the Texas Longhorns. He grew up right there in the Austin area. Under 4 minutes to go, Texas leading by 14. That pushed their lead to 17 at the 12-minute mark. And then there's going to be a foul on Cunningham. Contact pushing Moffitt out of bounds. We got a timeout on the floor. 3:44 left. Texas in control. Does Colgate have one more run in them? We'll see. Game reset here. Colgate and Texas. Colgate in the danger zone right now. Just 3:44 left to play. Texas certainly had their thumb down on the Raiders. And you see Colgate, Jimmy, this has been the big story tonight. Best three-point shooting team in the country. Tonight, just 3 made threes, 21 and change on the percentile.
Well, see why that number 6 is a magic number? 4 out of their 8 losses, they've shot 6 or made 6 or less three-pointers. So that's why Texas coaches have zeroed in and keeping this team to 6 or below makes from behind the three-point line.
Lynch Daniels, one of their best three-point shooters, just has not been able to get free on the line. You got to give Texas a lot of credit. They've covered that line well. Look at Dessou all over Richardson. That's a shot clock violation and a defensive stand that might be the dagger here for Colgate. They just cannot dribble themselves free.
Well, in the Patriot League, too, when you switch, you'll have an advantage a lot of times against the opposing big. Against this Texas team, this is not the case. The advantage you've had a lot of times is in the post, when Woodward maybe had a small play, but on the perimeter, you never had that opportunity to really exploit a switch or a mismatch to get clean looks.
There's a good look by Cunningham on the setup by Jabari Rice. Rice has done it all here tonight. Not only has he made 7 threes, he's got 3 assists. Has a couple of steals as well. Well, Texas, this has been some ride this year, and a wild ride at that. Losing their coach, Chris Beard. Rodney Terry taken over, but has kept the ship righted. And the Longhorns with a 2 seed. They have a pretty good path through this NCAA tournament. They beat Kansas twice in a 7-day span. Once at the end of the regular season in Big 12 play, and then in the Big 12 tournament title game. And a blowout win over the top seed in the West. That's a block. Marcus Carr, Dessou runs it down.
And not only did they beat Kansas, but first team to beat Kansas by a 15-point margin. And that short of a time frame since Kansas joined the Big 12.
Jabari Rice keeps stacking them up. Rice now with 23. By the way, that is his first non-three-pointer in this game. Richardson, little floater. No. And Cunningham with the rebound. Now it looks like the end is near for the Colgate Raiders. Been a great run. They went 17-1 in their conference. 26 wins this year. They broke their program record, third straight Patriot League title. And Jimmy Madlangle, his name starting to surface. There's a lot of big coaching jobs that may be coming available, and you're starting to hear his name a little bit.
Well, when you have that kind of success and able to get your program in a one big lead to multiple NCAA tournament appearances along with winning conferences, your name is always going to be up and start to be mentioned for a bigger job. It's a matter if Coach Langle wants to quiet the outside noise. He's been there, what, 12 years now? Is it a time for change and a different challenge? I mean, that's a decision I'm sure that he and his family will look into, but he's done such an outstanding job of being consistent with the program at hand.
That great continuity there at Colgate. Yes. Emmett Davis was there 13 years. 2 coaches the last 25 years. Langle now in his 12th, 4 times he's been the Patriot League Coach of the Year. But the end is near for the Raiders as the Texas Longhorns showing their might as a 2 seed in Des Moines. Well, we saw a 15 seed take down a 2 seed earlier, Princeton beating Arizona. That is not going to happen here in Des Moines tonight. Texas will be advancing, and look at that. Penn State and Texas A&M. And if you're an old school Southwest Conference fan, you know all about that Texas A&M rivalry, even into the Big 12 in the early days. A&M now in the SEC, of course. Texas will be joining them. Penn State made a run all the way to the Big 10 tournament title game. One of the great March runs in college basketball. That is going to be some kind of fun. The 4th and final game right here from Des Moines. Texas will await the winner. Under a minute to go. Nicholas Lewis-Jacques getting some minutes on the floor for Colgate, as is Brady Cummins. And Hunter able to cash in 2 more. Chance for these guys to practice all year, don't get much playing time. Get on the floor, get a run in an NCAA tournament. Shot clock is off. The Jabari Rice game in the first game of this NCAA tournament for the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns lost in the 2nd round last year. Ousted in the 1st round in 2021. They're moving on to the 2nd round. The Longhorns of Texas under Rodney Terry, a 20-point victory. And they move on to round 2 in a Saturday matchup, either with Penn State out of the Big 10 or their old rival, the Aggies of Texas A&M.